if we didn't have each other, we wouldn't be what we are on defense, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, Nas. I mean, you're one of the top shot blockers in the country.
Number one.
There you go. There we go.
Yes, number one.
Welcome to episode 9 of the Glass House Hoops podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jalynn Gregory.
And I'm your other host, Tamia Scott, alongside our guests, Anastasiia Boldyreva and Elina Arike. So, Nas, first question for you. I'm just wondering, is the style of basketball different from America than Russia?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, at first, I would say it's probably, at some moments, it's less physical. Like, I was definitely less physical there than I was here, and some of the rules, like we don't have 30 seconds, we have 24 seconds for attack and all the stuff like that. And just the way how referees probably call stuff, like a lot of non-travels here will be travel there. So like small details like that, I would say.
And what was like the recruitment process out of Russia and following up from Finland?
Oh, Russia, to get here specifically, it was really random. I did not know anything basically about college basketball in the U.S. I just knew it exists. That's all I knew. I didn't know teams, didn't know which one was the best teams. So I just kind of trusted the person that I kind of knew. He was a Russian agent. He knew a coach here. Coach here knew Matt. And then we're like, okay, let's get it, because a couple other options just fell out in the beginning. So it was just kind of really random, and I was just trusting the process.
For me, my high school coach, he was also like a national team coach. He had a lot of connections and still has a bunch of connections. And for my high school team, a lot of girls came to the U.S. to play college basketball. So it was something I knew, like, going into high school that I probably wouldn't do. And started talking to colleges from the beginning, like freshman year of high school, and kind of...
Oh, so it was a process, freshman to senior year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it was a process, but it was still, like, obviously I didn't know everything I had to know. I didn't grow up watching college basketball the same way y'all probably did. But I feel like I gained a lot of knowledge in that 4 years in high school.
For sure.
So how was your first year, like, in college? Like, Nas, I kind of know because I came in with her, so I kind of know how it went. But, like, how was it for you?
Well, I'm going to start with saying that it was the COVID year. When everything was shut down, we got tested 3-4 times a week. No people in the stands, so definitely a unique experience, I would say.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, just very unique, probably from what y'all had and what a lot of other people have.
Yeah, but you spoke English, like.
Yeah, I was a little more quiet than I am now. Like,
yeah.
I'm still not like very like outspoken, whatever, but my freshman year I was very quiet, very
more
shy.
Open now.
Yeah.
It's what, 5 years? 5?
Yeah.
5
5
years. Let's not get into
yeah.
Nas, for you, what was that language barrier like coming to the U.S., not knowing much about, English?
Terrible. This
Short?
is maybe not the worst accent, definitely not the worst accents from possible accents in the U.S., but not the easiest, I would say, especially considering our coach talking super Southern. Mm-hmm. And when I first got here, I knew basics. Also, we learned British English in school, so we know British basics, and we have more like in the British kind of accent way stuff. But when I came here, I was like, I thought he was speaking a different language, like all of you. Like, only person I was understanding was Nina. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to hang out with her and Courtney and, like, get from there. But, like, I kind of learned a lot of, like, phrases and words and the way how they speak here pretty fast. Like, over the first year, I would say I learned everything.
And being a senior, how have you helped some of the younger international players just coming in, adapting to, our style of play and language, too?
Well, yeah, obviously I helped Stacy a lot because, same language, so still in the game sometimes we just, speak to each other same language when it's faster to understand for her, and I translate some of the stuff. For Anna, not as easy on the language side, but it's easier on the, understanding part because she still sometimes don't always get some of the stuff that coaches want from her, and she just stood there, and I'm like, okay, you need to do this and this. So I'll kind of take over them too, and also Dora, obviously, a lot, but she's got her own pretty fast.
So moving on, let's look at like some of the games we played. So like, what have been your like favorite games like you've played in all
This
your
season?
years? All your years.
All
This
my
season,
years?
yeah,
Just talking basketball here, not
Yeah.
not Middle Tennessee, just basketball.
yeah, anything.
Ooh, Nas, if you come up with something, you can go first. I need to think a little bit.
Well, mine's probably much shorter than yours, so it will be easier. Probably, I would say the first Louisville game that we had, one of my favorites, definitely. Louisville last year too, because, two big wins for us. And Tennessee game definitely last year. Those three, I know, those teams were ranked all the times we played them, so it was kind of big and never experienced anything like that, I think, before, if you don't count the Europe Championship stuff.
Yeah.
But
I think that Louisville game 2 years ago, it was at home, so it was just kind of a different experience than the NCAA tournament, which was LSU's gym. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a
that
big
was-
one too. Yeah.
yikes.
You got
For
one.
me, probably my most memorable. Y'all know this one.
Oh.
Y'all were ranked. I played at UTEP at the
Yeah.
time.
Mention
Y'all
that,
just got
especially.
ranked that week, and we beat y'all.
That was a
And
rough
it was a
week.
great day. I just feel like the atmosphere of that game, like, for us, like, it was good, and we came, like, ready to play. Otherwise, just, like, playing in the Big 12 all together was pretty cool, like, playing that, like, against that level of teams every year. I feel like I had another one in mind, but I can't remember it now. But, like, just playing the Big 12 was pretty cool in general.
Lena, what was your first like transfer process like, and how did you learn as a player at last year at Texas Tech?
So
Yeah,
The
we
first
won't-
time,
we
how
won't
I-
talk about first how you declined us first, but
Yeah.
then yeah,
we don't have to talk about that. No, kind of like how it came to be was a little unusual. Our coach resigned, did not get fired or anything. He resigned. He doesn't even coach anymore, I don't think. So I was like, okay, like if I'm going to have a new coach, like might as well kind of branch out and see what my options were. Like I had a good year in conference anyway, so I just thought I would have a lot of options. And honestly, overwhelming because like you have to like in some form or fashion answer to all the coaches. Like at least I wanted to. So like just having those conversations every day, like multiple, like a lot of conversations with coaches. I'm gonna say this. I did seriously think about Middle Tennessee, but at that point, we still had only 3 visits that we could take. Last year, it was like unlimited amount of visits.
yeah.
So it was just like kind of tougher to narrow it down. And oops, but I'm here now, right? So that's
now
cool.
that's all that matters.
What was the other question? What did I learn at Texas Tech?
Yeah, what did you learn to help you be who you are this year?
I just think I overcame a lot of things off the court, and I feel like I grew up as a person a lot. And just like again, like playing against that type of teams like every night, like it's just like forces you to be more physical, and like they're bigger and a little more agile. How do you say that? Yeah, like there's just like. They're all good basketball players, like very good basketball players. So like you really had to be locked in, and I feel like I kind of learned to really like pay attention to scout and like learn those details about players too.
Is it weird? So you mentioned one of your favorite games was playing against us and beating us that time, but is it weird like being on the other side of that? And I mean, to speak of like you're playing your senior night against UTEP. Mm-hmm. That's where you first started out. Mm-hmm. So is it kind of weird being on this other side of things?
I wouldn't say it's weird anymore, but like, and not even on my visit, but like the first workout we had in the summer, and I walked in, I'm like, dang, this is gonna be like my home gym now.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I got over that pretty quickly. But going back to UTEP, that was definitely like, wow, like I never thought I would come back here.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think about that. It was kind of weird being on the other side, but it worked out well for us. And just like the senior night, I feel like it's like the circle comes, like
Full circle
yeah,
moment.
it's
Yeah.
a full circle moment. Like that's where everything started, and like now I finish out against them.
Yeah.
Like to be fair,
Do you
there's
think
not a
that
lot.
will make you more emotional on senior night, just knowing that's where you came from and like that's where you like lived a lot of your
Yeah.
college career at?
It might.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say it.
Right,
And
totally
like at the end of
moment.
the day, like I don't really know a lot of people on the team anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So, in a way, like I wouldn't think so, but I'll let
Mhm.
you know on Saturday. I might be emotional a little bit.
Yeah, somebody was taking bets on who was going to cry.
I will.
Really?
Who was it?
You
Was
said
it-
you won't.
I probably will.
Oh, you will?
anyways.
who was it?
Nah,
I think it might have been Cat.
Obviously. that is
We know Nas
passion.
is gonna
I know Joe's gonna cry.
Yeah, I'll probably be right
Everybody's
there
gonna
with
cry.
you.
Even
I'd rather be right
Cap is
there.
gonna cry too, probably.
I just feel like there's so many of y'all. Like last year, it was just like 2. Or
Yeah, just Savannah
yeah,
and Courtney.
just
Yeah.
and we've never really had this many people. I've never experienced a senior night with so many people, so I feel like it will be really emotional. But
Yeah.
let's save that for Saturday.
Okay.
Speaking of UTEP, that's where you won Defensive Player of the Year. So how was that experience for you?
It was cool, mainly because I did not see that coming.
Mhm.
Like, when they announced it before the conference tournament, I kind of had to, like, double check. I'm like, are you sure? I was like, I never thought I was a bad defensive player, but I never thought of myself, like, as a, like, great defensive player either. But then, like, once they announced it, I was like, yeah, like, actually, I
You
think
saw
I'm
it?
pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and now, like, I try to take pride in it. Like, I'm not, like, a fast defender like Jalynn and Cab and whatever, but I try to be smart. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But, like, I try to take a little more pride in it now that I know, like, I'm capable
For
of
sure,
doing
yeah.
it.
Yeah, well, you are a Defensive Player of the Year. She is too. So you want to say a little bit about that?
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that either when it happened because, it was kind of my weak part if you don't count the blocking shots. So, like, that's why I was like, yeah, sure. Because you can tell inside of the team and on practice that like, our best defensive players are you and Cap, like, obviously. And I was like, I'm nowhere close, but, I mean, it kind of counts differently, I guess, for them, for Conference USA because of the stats and all the stuff. They can see the more blocks. But, yeah, it's just kind of, weird for me.
I don't feel like you should sell yourself short, though, because really, in all reality, if you look at it, like, yeah, me and Cab have to be out there, like, guarding the ball, like, guarding these guards. But we also can do that. You allow us to do that because you're standing at the rim and you're always blocking all these shots and stuff. So it's like a balance. Like, we couldn't be as good of a defender if you weren't there under the rim. And so I feel like it kind of like in this situation, it's like if we didn't have each other, we wouldn't be what we are on defense, you know?
Yeah, Nas. I mean, you're one of the top shot blockers in the country.
Number one.
There you go.
There
we go.
Yes, number one.
I think so far. I checked like 3 days ago or something. I was.
Oh,
unless
no doubt
someone.
you are. I mean,
Yeah.
what's like the fundamental keys to getting all those blocks in the game?
Well, like Jalynn said earlier, this how we play. We pressure so much that we force them to put the ball on the floor and to dribble towards it. And it's not like they can just drive around, shoot step back threes easily. Like, so y'all pressure that. The guys pressure it so much that whenever they dribble, they don't even look where they go. They just throw it there, and I'll just like blindly, shock them most of the time. Or, I mean, that's why most of the team avoid it, and I get sometimes less blocks because they don't even try to go there. Like, I can tell when the post player gets the ball, she's like not even looking, so most of them. And it kind of makes me feel kind of proud of myself because it was like makes them scared. But also, it's just like it balances out, it helps everybody. Like, it's basically my job to help, especially when we play someone who's like 5 and 4 don't shoot a lot. And me and E can help a lot to y'all.
Right.
To be fair to Mia, I feel like you could give us a couple of tips with blocking shots
Oh.
too. So
Yeah, to me, it's
especially
not
those
that.
corner trees.
The corner ones are really
Or
bad.
maybe like the stare
um,
down at the end.
I love that highlight. Oh my gosh. I think it's just timing, really. I'm just timing, and I'm so long.
Yeah.
They underestimate my length most of the time. So
They definitely do.
yes, that's my keys. But I'm curious for both of y'all, who's like one of the hardest players at y'all's position that y'all have had to like go against in a game?
Kansas, was it Kansas State?
Oh, yeah.
Girl, oh my
Lee?
God, there was, yeah. Well, I think it's the only one we played in professional basketball here that actually is tall and bigger, like stronger, than because we have Smoother, but she's just like linky and that's all.
Is it like all throughout college
All
or this
throughout
year?
college, yeah.
Madison Booker.
Mm.
Even
Yeah,
though she
she's
was a
tough.
freshman last year, that girl is tough.
She is tough.
She's
I
tough.
watch her all the time. Yeah. What about taking us to last year, Angel Reese? How was that to play against her?
Me? It wasn't. I'm joking. Not to give her no credit. First of all, I fouled out in the third quarter. It was really fast. I played for like 15 minutes a game or 18. It was not enough time. I also wanted to play more to prove myself more to like against a better team, and all the stuff. I just got in my emotions and I got the fifth foul. But otherwise, then she's just another player, not like good another player. Like she does all the like hard work and everything, but I don't think, from what I was inside, I don't think she scored any of my points like going in the post against me. I don't remember. She got some rebounds probably, but it was just, she is strong, but not like, for me it's easier to play someone against her than someone against like Lee.
So, E, what have, in your year, or not even a year being here, what have you learned, like, so far? Or, like, how has it been different? Or, like, what's something that you, when you leave here, that you can take with you that you'll always remember?
I feel like, especially in like practice, we try to be very disciplined in everything we do, and I feel like that's something like that you can benefit from in like off court and like life after basketball too.
Yeah.
And it ain't easy all the time, but like I feel like it's just gonna be like I'm gonna do better in life. I feel like if I stay disciplined with things.
So, speaking of some of the games, so Colorado.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You had like 16 points and what was it? I think, 16 points maybe? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you had 16 points against Colorado.
That's weird.
What did you take from like that game or even just like last year's like NCAA run? Like what can you take from those games like that into this year?
That I need to be stronger. Well, definitely Colorado, but I grew so much from the Colorado game. Like,
Yeah.
I never played at that time. At that time, I never played more than probably 20 minutes per game or like 25. So like I never been as tired. So I had to play more. Because I remember what happened to Ksenia, or like they play her or not. It was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they just got angry at her probably or something. Like, so it was like moments and then just like, oh, you have to, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I definitely got floating around. I was flying around everywhere because every time they was touching me, I was falling because of how strong they were. Like, we all experienced it. It was, like, really
That
harsh.
was definitely, like, a wake-up moment. Wake-up moment for us all, I think.
Yeah.
Like, just the physicality and, like, the strength that Colorado had that year. It was just, like, I feel like it was something that we didn't expect. Or, like, it wasn't, like, I don't think we realized. We knew they were physical and strong, but we didn't realize, like, how, to what extent until we got out there and when they were setting screens or, like, just doing really different things. And then we really realized, like, oh, okay, that's what we need to work on.
Yeah, this is the first wake-up call for us because we never played. Like, they were a good team, but that year they haven't gone far. So even considering in the top 10 and how bad we played against them, I was like, we need to be so much better than that. And LSU and Louisville, they are strong too, but we got better to that point, especially when we had, like, Savannah and the point guard could play 40 minutes easily. Like, she was fine, and coordinated for her because she would play 40 minutes, so we didn't really have many struggles at their moments. So like we just kind of pushed for it. And I had more subs because of that, and we got stronger. But we can see by those two games we need to be even stronger now, like this year.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that we can take away from. Well, I was watching that game, you know, and y'all were playing. And that's definitely something big that I seen. They were just playing at a higher level. Like, that's as simple as it was.
Yeah.
And I feel like we can take away that and take that to our time when we play in the NCAA tournament, because we know what to expect now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a shocker. Like, they're going to set good screens. They're going to do this and that. So I feel like that's really good for us to just kind of visualize and see.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What's it like, E, for you, your parents? They're going to be here. And you haven't played in front of them in how long? Did they see you play last year?
So last year, yes, they didn't see me play. They came to visit me, but I was out at the time, so I did not play. But 2 years ago, they were there the weekend that y'all were in town.
Okay.
Yeah, they got to see some good games.
Well, that's still a long time ago. So, how is it going to be with them watching you? You know, on your now home court against the team they started watching you. How's that going to be?
It's just cool. Like, I grew up like with them being in the stands. Like, they were at my every game. Like, they would travel to our away games. To be fair, our away games weren't as far as they are now. We don't need plane rides. But like, they've been there like from the start, supporting, like, physically try to be there as much as they can, and just like not being able to see them as often. Like, I see them once or twice a year, so it's just very cool to have them there again. Like, I wouldn't say I'm gonna be nervous, but it's kind of like a little like I'm gonna have a little bit of jitters. Like, like, this is so cool. Like, they're here, and
that's good.
Hopefully it brings a little bit more energy to my game too.
Good. So I think we ask this question every time. Like, what's your favorite game that you played, or favorite moment that you've had with this team this year?
Mine happened last week.
Oh gosh,
a corner 3 at Latte. Because like Coach Matt said it like 3 times in the game. You know why you made that 3? Because you didn't think about it at all. You just shot it. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't really have time to think about it either. There was like 2 seconds.
Yeah, because
left.
I was
but
checking it too.
like I was like, it was just like cool to see that. Like, I never thought I can shoot, but like that was kind of a clutch moment, and I was like really proud of myself. I made this 3. So that's definitely my personal favorite moment.
Yeah, if going off personal wise, like, mine probably the one I made to beat the buzzer on halftime at home. What was the game? I don't remember what was the game.
It's a recent one.
No, it wasn't
or
the beginning.
non-con?
It was conference. When you passed it to me on the fire, they passed it to you. You passed it to me. I beat the buzzer.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, what was it? Game?
She was at the top of the key. I was on, and then
Yeah.
you were in the far corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember who we were playing, but I do remember that. Oh, it was Grand Canyon.
Oh, it was Grand Canyon.
Grand
I thought
Canyon.
it was in the conference as
Saying
well.
conference.
Well, might as well be conference. We're playing over 2 years in a row. But yeah, for me, myself, it was just like, oh, it's cool. Like, especially this year, I never make, like, I only made like 2-3 threes for the whole year. So that's definitely, and team-wise, probably, like how we came back, I think, on New Mexico State, because, you know, we didn't expect the game to be hard. No one did. But we came out, it also was 6, so I was so glad it was over and we won. I was like, thank God I'm going to sleep right now for like 10 hours straight, or like 12, because I was like so tired. But yeah, that game was like really tough up until like the last seconds, but especially the second half and like the ending when we coming back, it felt like we were doing better than ever, like all together, like chemistry-wise.
Yeah, it kind of like clicked right there. I feel like we of course like made that run in the fourth quarter to like get it back to tied stuff.
Yeah.
But then I feel like in like overtime, there was just like a moment in that overtime that it just like flipped for us.
Yeah.
We were just like, it was almost like we locked back in and like we started doing what we know we can do.
Yeah, definitely.
Another moment that just popped in my mind, like a couple of weeks ago, whenever we played Western at home, Cab, it was towards the end of the game, and she got that and one, and everyone was so hype.
It was so
Like,
good.
I just love it. Like, even like I was on the bench and like I accidentally like walked on the court. Like, the ref had to push me back. It wasn't like any other coach. The ref literally pushed me back with 2 hands. Like, you gotta step back. I'm like, sorry,
Yeah,
but it was
was
like
exciting.
everyone just got so hype, and she got so hype, and it was just like a cool moment.
It's definitely a revenge moment for us. It was
For
really
sure.
good.
That game was high emotions, so
Yeah.
That just topped it off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
It was so good.
Anyways, on that note, what are y'all's favorite things to do, like, outside of basketball, off the court?
Sleep,
Sleep.
food.
Okay, E.
So I'm very much a homebody, so I'm not outside doing much, but I really like reading, and I read a lot. Well, kind of all types of books, but I've been into thrillers a lot. So
Ooh. I love that you say that. We're designing book covers in my art class right now, my graphic design class, and I'm doing a thriller. So that's so cool. The title is Until Death Did Us Part.
Oh.
I think you would love it, actually.
I have a feeling I've read that. Oh, you said an
Well,
actual
it's made
book?
up.
Oh, you made
Yeah,
it.
if
I was like, I feel like I've heard
So
No,
a
if
book
I,
like that.
if I read you like what the book's about, you would like it. I'm going to send you it later.
I feel like there's a book title that's kind of similar. That's
There's
why I was like, I
definitely-
think I've read it.
There's definitely
Is there a
one.
Yeah.
book you're currently reading right now that you're just enjoying?
Not right now, but recently there was a book called The Inmate by Frida McFadden. It was pretty cool. I
It
liked it.
was good.
Yeah.
Oh, you read
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's actually her book.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
we,
yeah,
we
that
had
one.
to flip.
Yeah,
we
that
had
one
to
was
flip.
yours, right?
Okay.
Was the
Yeah.
inmate? Yeah, the inmate was yours, and the other one I can't remember what.
And The Housemaid by the
The
same author.
Housemaid,
Yeah.
yeah.
One
Frida.
road trip, me and Jalynn had to
Yeah,
switch books a little
switched
bit.
books because
Yeah.
we read our books too fast.
Yeah.
Naz, are you a reader?
Well, I look like I read.
Yeah. I'm not
I watch
good at reading.
movies. I watch movies. I watch
Movies,
TV
yeah.
shows. TikTok
TikTok.
all day, every day.
Millennials.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you read Divya?
Captions on TikTok.
Same. Literally.
Conference USA basketball championships are March 11th through the 15th. Get your all-session tickets for just $175 at goblueraiders.com/tickets. So, also, it's not going to be on an ice rink this year, so it won't be as cold, so you might not need your jackets unless you get cold all the time.
Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 9 of the Glass House Hoops podcast and our last women's basketball episode.
Join us here at Murphy Center on Thursday against New Mexico State and again on Saturday for Senior Day against UTEP.
And don't forget to tune in to next week's episode 10 of the Glass House Hoops podcast for our last men's basketball episode.